Now with the correction in silver and all, I think these companies seem very interesting because they are exclusively in North America. So let's go right into it. As you can see right there, this is not financial advice. You are responsible. Now let's go right into it. The first company on this list is one of my favorites. It's Comstock Inc. And as you can see there, why on earth this is interesting, this is a solar panel recycling business. Obviously it has a lot more to it. It's like a holding company with several other businesses in that holding company. But the main aspect of this video, we are going to go through the solar panel aspect. As you can see there, each ton they would receive $500. Obviously, as you can see there, using $60 silver and a 92% recovery, and with the other materials in the solar panel, there could be up to $500 per ton of value of materials. It would allegedly cost them about $150 per ton, which means that this facility could produce $750 in profit per ton. And they are going to produce, I think, about 100,000 tons of solar panels recycled at their one plant. And they are planning on having more plants in the future. So this company, it's very interesting in my opinion. The map you see there of America is mostly like the bigger or like the wider the circle is, the older the solar panels are basically, and the older they are, the quicker they are to having to be replaced due to like either the damage to solar panels or just like age. And as you can see there, that's like the rate, because there's like aluminium in the solar panels, there's a glass, there's metal tailings, which will mostly be like silver and these things. And as you can see there, like $125 per ton for aluminium. Obviously in the future they could also have other materials too, like as you can see there. And obviously like what is also interesting is that at least with the older solar panels, on average there was like a little bit above a half an ounce of silver per panel. And then the second one is Honey Badger Silver. Now where on earth did I find this one? I found it at Rick's channel. They own 100% of Prairie Creek Mine, which is a historic resource of 240 million ounces of silver equivalent in measured and indicated, and 167 million ounces in silver equivalent. As you can see there, it has very high grade silver too. 139 grams of silver, 9.7 grams of zinc, this is in historic, and 8.8% of lead in like that 240 million ounces of silver equivalent. So it has very high grade silver, very high grade of zinc and lead, which then combined is like 766 grams per ton, which is very high grade. And obviously here you can see more of like the info. And obviously it's also interesting is that as America is supporting more mining effort and processing effort, it seems like Canada is following suit, trying to provide support to the mining and critical minerals sector, like what we saw with Electra battery materials a couple of weeks ago, where the Canadian government supported them. And it seems like they are also going to like somewhat assist other companies in Canada, or 17.4% of the shares are owned by the insiders. So it's incredible. But the thing is, most of that resource, by the way, it's, as you can see, the historical mineral resource, about 12.8 million ounces is silver, and then 14 million is inferred silver, but the majority of it seems to be zinc at 201 million pounds of zinc, but it has tremendously high grade zinc, but also very high grade silver. And as you can see there on the right, the enterprise value per ounce, or like EV/ounce, is like one of the cheapest according to their own presentation compared to other companies like Abra Silver. As you can see there on the right, it's like $5.77, whereas Honey Badger is 5 cents to the ounce. Like, it's incredible. So it seems very interesting though. It's even cheaper than Silver 47 exploration. So it seems like a very interesting opportunity. By the way, it's not producing, so it's high risk kind of thing. Comstock is probably the safest one out of these, but obviously it seems very, very interesting. It has some potential. I really like it, and I watched the interview with Rick Rule, as you can see there. You should go check it out because it's a very, very nice interview. After listening to the interview, I really liked the CEO. He seems like a very competent, hardworking, like competent person. So I really enjoyed that interview, so please go check that out at that channel name, Rule Investment Media. It's a very nice interview, and it seems like an interesting company. Bear in mind it has rallied, even with the correction. It's gone up quite a bit from a year ago. So bear that in mind. And now we're going to talk about Sunshine Silver Mining and Refining. This is like a late or like a recent IPO, so bear in mind it's when things IPO. I've noticed that they rally up, and then bear in mind it's probably like the most risky at the beginning stages. They are starting production in 2028 if everything goes according to plan. It's a US silver company, like US exclusive. They have one of the highest grade primary silver projects, where they have 104 million ounces of silver indicated at 1,000 grams per ton of silver. That is 30 ounces of silver per ton. That's incredible. It also has 160 million ounces of silver in Inferred at 775 grams of silver per ton. I brought this as, like, it's incredible. So bear in mind, this would then plan the restart in 2028, and it also has apparently some copper and antimony as well. And they have a refinery too, a permitted silver and copper refinery, which had a COMEX deliverable silver production and even more processing optionality too. It seems like a very interesting opportunity in my opinion. Bear in mind, it just IPO'd not too long ago, so it could be a little bit more risky. The thing is, their CEO is called Heather White, which is a mining engineer with 30 years of experience, where she's had roles at Inco, she's had roles at Vale, at Nova Gold Resources. It overall seems like a very interesting company, and the fact that they have a one of the highest grade silver projects, or like with that size, and it's US exclusive in a world where we are now entering more like deglobalization, and where countries need to be more reliant on their friends and their own production rather than just international, just sourcing it where it's cheapest. Now you have to source it where you can more actually trust where you're getting, that it's not getting disrupted if you piss someone off, basically. So I hope you thoroughly enjoyed. I like these companies. I like their CEO. I personally really like Comstock Inc. That's the one I'm personally invested in, and I think that's the safest one out of these. Out of these companies, I like Sunshine and Comstock the most, but Comstock is literally starting like production, so better than mine. But I really like, out of all these, if I were to add a new position, it would probably be Sunshine, because it has a tremendously high grade resource, large resource, and projected to have a refinery or like processing. So I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Peace.